Hey all, welcome back. It's another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. John, aka Whiskey and Sound. So I'm going to be trying out this new porter which I picked up just recently. I'm pretty excited about. I have never tried this before. So Wolf of the Willows, I'll start that one again. Tiramibru. Because I love my tiramisu, I looked at this straight away and said, yep, that's me, all over it. So Tiramibru, which is a Nitro tiramisu milk porter. So yeah, I should be expecting espresso, cocoa, and mascarpone. So dessert in a can. This should be amazing. And what they pair it back with, well, I got three whiskies here that I wouldn't mind pairing it back with. Completely forgot that being nitro charged, so I was supposed to shake this bad boy up. So hopefully this one works out. Yeah, it looks like it's doing its thing. Good. All right. So, oh, okay. All right. This should be interesting. All right. So, yeah, I've got three whiskies that I'm going to have in mind here. One of them's either going to be, well, there's two scotches here and one Aussie one. So we'll see which one takes the cake. I want to try this beer first and see how this thing behaves on my palate before I go pairing it back with something, especially if it's the first time that I'm looking at a particular whiskey or at a particular beer. I want to be able to, yeah, familiarize myself with it before I go ahead and pick a whiskey to pair it back with. So let's see how this bad boy goes. Well, actually, it's a dessert, so I'm going to call it a bad good. All right. Okay. I'm thinking that this might work well. Yeah, there's definitely chocolate and coffee on that one. So what I might put this one back with, the mascarpone, I think, is probably a bit more on the nose than what it would be on the palate. So what I'm probably going to pair this back with, or see, I can go two ways with this. I'm going to go back to Jura 18. That's espresso. That's espresso chocolate, tobacco leaves, and espresso coffee and tobacco leaves. Don't think there's a little bit of dark chocolate, but not a great deal. I'll get more coffee on that one. Oh, that sound lovely. All right, I'm gonna. Get to work, and I reckon this is going to pair up just lovely. So, Tiramibru and Jura 18. Yeah, this should work really well. And I'm probably going to end up getting another glass, which is handy that I've got my little bar right next to me. So I can then go. See, this might bring the more. Actually, no, that's probably a bit more floral. It's got, yeah, a bit more, it's got more floral notes and more toffee notes in it. Maybe we might go the Aussie. I'll have this one on the side. Oh, that's just freshly opened too. Spring Bay, and I had to get myself a bottle of this. If there's any ever a drinking, like an everyday drinker, ex-bourbon cask whiskey that I love from Tassie, it's Spring Bay. And no matter what distillery I talk to, they all say the same thing. They all agree with me. So, yeah, free plug for you guys. Cam, you guys kill it with this. Well done. It's hands down one of my favourite ex-bourbon cask Aussie whiskies coming out of Tasmania. So I'm going to leave that one sit for a bit. And I'm going to see how this Jura goes with it first. All right, so that's starting to open up now a bit. This one is another cigar whiskey of mine that I love going back to. So I need to talk more with Whiskey Pete about cigar pairings, I think, and get me familiar with what ones I should be trying with particular whiskies that I'm familiar with. And that's another. You know what? That's his gig. I'll leave that one with him. I'm not gonna step on his toes with that one. I'll just stick to whatever what I know or what I'm comfortable with, which is dual Boilermakers. So, all right, let's go beer wash, whiskey rinse first on the Jura 18 and Tiramibru from Wolf of the Willows. So recoating that palate there. Yeah, now the coffee's really coming through on that one. Mm-hmm. So on the palate already, that brought the spice through on this, and it's intensified the dark chocolates. Yeah, and intensified that pulled out some serious dark chocolate from here. That was actually really nice. So between that, the cocoa from there, that was actually really nice one. Really nice one. So I'll let that one sit in the palate for a bit, and then I'll swap it around and I'll do a whiskey wash, and then I'll go back and do a beer rinse, and then see what effect that has. Hopefully, that brings out something else altogether from it as well. So rinse up the palate and swap her over and see what happens. All right. That is such an awesome whiskey. Oh, I really like that. I know you mentioned Jura to quite a few people in the local community, and they've got their own formed opinions about either the tin or the origin or whatever. It's either I think one thing I've discovered with Jura during my whiskey travels is that you either really love it or you just don't like it at all. And this has turned out to be, well, this was actually the first Jura whiskey that I tried, which I felt a bit spoiled by, it being an 18-year-old. So it kind of set a really high bar for any Jura that I intend on trying in the near future. So, and everyone that's tried the 10 or like any of the other bottling from Jura, there's also triple wood that's there as well. There's a few other bottlings that they've done, which curiosity has the better of me, so I will try for the sake of, go at it open-minded. But they've all got their very, very strong opinions on them. And I'll tell you what, if they don't like the bottle, it's a really bad review, almost enough to put you off even stepping anywhere near it. But those that like me that has been sport with something like this, once again, courtesy of the Whiskey Club for us getting these bottles in advance. Absolutely love it. So I'm going to recut my palate. Okay, beer rinse time. See how we go on this one. Yeah, that's an explosion of coffee. A real explosion of coffee. Um, and it's also brought forward the tobacco leaf that I'll get on these whiskies on this particular whiskey as well. So that's actually real good. That's a compliment kind of Boilermaker, I think. That it's not cutting out any flavors. It's just intensifying whatever's there. So it's really working together and working like a Boilermaker should. So that's a real cool pairing. I'm pretty happy with that one. And then I can sit back on and because it's got the maritime notes on it as well, I don't think it also goes as a sweet and savoury pairing too. So it's like that maritime saltiness about it. It's not iodine like the like Isla whiskies, but it's just a gorgeous island-based whiskey from Jura. So and it works well with this particular beer. I think I'm gonna leave it at that one for tonight. I'm not gonna put Spring Bay with that particular beer, but I'm gonna enjoy that Spring Bay probably after dinner, I'd say. And uh, yeah, I think that's gonna be me for the night. Call it a short and sweet one, so I don't want to ramble on too much. Yeah, so Wolf of the Willows, you've done well with Tiramibru, and if you can find your hands on a bottle of this stuff, Jura 18, that's a pretty cool pairing. Yeah, pretty happy with that one. That's not going to be the last time I buy this Tiramisu Porter, though, just saying. It's pretty young stuff. So I will revisit that again. Right, I'm probably going to end up doing I want to go something a bit more. I'm loving the dessert based beers that I'm picking up lately. I've got another beer that's in the fridge, just keeping chilled and ready, and waiting to be paired back with something. And it's a, I think it's got like a peanut butter slash cream brulee slash it's a dessert in a can. It's physically what it's called, dessert in a can. So I want to try that back with something else as well. So and I've got a few. See, that may pair well with one of these, or maybe one of these bad boys, Glen Keith. So who knows? I've got more than enough whiskies there to try pair it back with. So I'm sure I'm going to find something there. But otherwise, if not, then I've got a beer there that I will enjoy single-handed because it'll be epic enough, no doubt. Right. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode. And once again, if you've got anything that you want me to try to review, or you're struggling to find something to pair back with, shoot me a message or hit a comment in on the YouTube video, and like, share, subscribe, do whatever it takes to get me out there to make sure that I'm able to help with assisting with Boilermakers or just Boilermaker awareness. I mean, what's not to love about beer and whiskey? It's fun stuff. Either way you cut it. So enjoy your Monday night, and I'll be back again next week for another episode. Thank you very much, ladies and gents. Have a good night.